Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, SuperJMate. So I saw this picture in the meme channel of the Discord. Draw a bird and share your art. I want to learn how to draw, so I'm going to learn how to draw a bird. But before I start, I'm going to draw a mug, and then I'm going to draw a book on a table so I can use these as references in like 3 years' time to see if I got any better. Do you want to see what the mug looks like? Do you want to see what the book on the table looks like? Then I'm going to draw a house and a donut, and I'm going to do the same thing. You want to see what the house and the donut looks like? Here's the book. Wait, what? Here's the house. Here's the donut. Here's the donut. Here's the house. Maybe I should talk a little bit slower so that you can appreciate the time lapse of the 18 hours it took for me to get to the point to be able to draw a bird. Now that I've talked slowly, just for this small segment of 30 minutes of me learning how to draw shapes, here's the shapes. An interesting thing about this is it's not just all drawing, it's some reading, it's some watching, and honestly it probably should just be me drawing because I keep procrastinating drawing, and when I draw I get so much better when I'm not drawing versus when I am drawing. Anyway, this one was like looking at a can of Coke and being like, try and get the shapes of that. Well, not necessarily the shapes, but more like, well, kind of, yeah, but it was I'm trying to do that with a bird compared to a can of Coke is a lot harder. I really fell through that one, huh? This one was just the stepping stones of like what order to learn to draw things in, and hopefully I won't flub over all the words next time. Okay, this one was about an hour, and it was mostly learning how shading, bounce light, direct light, drop shadows, ambient light, I don't know, how all those shadows and stuff worked, and then applying them to about a bajillion balls. This time I did the same thing, but instead of a sphere, it was a box, and then it was a box, and then it was a treasure box, and then it was a pillar, and then it was a pillar slash like temple thing with like little tiny people in it. Yeah. Okay, this one was like drawing a cheat sheet, which in a way is ethical, because if I drew it, then it's okay, you know? So this one is actually highlights, shadows, occlusion, drop shadow, and bounce light. I knew I knew some of those. Bounce light was the one I was trying to think of. What was that? What did I say instead of bounce light? Oh, well, whatever. In case it isn't obvious, I have no idea how to format this. Everything is rectangles. I did some spheres from different angles, turning off the light, and using my like flashlight to do like cool lighting and like really stretched shadows and stuff, and I don't have the image for it because I don't know where I put it. I did a really terrible stairwell, which I'm not going to show you the image on purpose because it's shit. Then I did a one-dimensional room, which actually was good enough for me to show you, so here you go. And then I drew a really terrible house, and I'm going to wait a little bit for the time-lapse to finish, and here's the house. Look how terrible that is. But it's good that it's bad because that means that I'm getting better at identifying what's wrong with things, I think. So now that I've officially hit the Dunning-Kruger stage and over-assume my abilities, I try to draw a chair in 2 perspectives, maybe 3. I don't really know how that works. It is the worst thing. But I'm willing to share this time because I didn't share previously. I can't, look, the lines aren't even straight, and they're all scraggly. Like, I don't even know what I was thinking. I was thinking I know what I'm doing, and then I obviously don't. This one was a follow-along, with, 2 or 3 perspectives, and it was really cool, and I'm talking just long enough so that when it gets to the part where the house is fully complete on the screen, you go, wow, that's the video you're copying? No, it's my house. Could you tell it was superimposed? And I'm really gonna hate myself for saying that because it's gonna create so much extra video editing work. But you know, I did it, so now I have to. Haha! Go screw yourself, Jim. And then I spent 2 hours drawing a city by using a ruler to get the perspective to begin with, and then using a pencil to draw all the buildings and get the shading right, and then using a pen and deciding for some reason to go freehand instead of using a ruler, and then penning stuff in, and then realizing that I've missed half the details, but I've already spent 2 to 3 hours of my life drawing a cityscape when I came here to draw a fucking bird. Yeah, the cityscape. Whoa, look at this. Oh, look at that. Can you see the buildings? Can you see where there isn't buildings in the background? Yeah, let's not look at that yet. I'm done. I'm actually not done because I've reached the maximum amount of speed that I can accelerate this clip to, and it's still going. So it actually was 3 hours, not 2 hours, but it felt like 4. I don't know how much longer I have to waffle on for. Eventually the audio will just cut out. So how have you been? Does anyone want to draw a bird for me? If you want to draw a bird for me, you need to take the beginning, the very first thing that I had. The audio cut out, didn't it? Anyway, in this one I watch a bunch of catch-up videos, ketchup videos as well, because later on I draw a ketchup bottle, but did teach me a bunch of shapes, learn a bunch of shapes, go over shading again, mostly learning how to do the shapes into the objects, and I draw the ketchup bottle, and then I draw the shoe, and then I draw a bird. Yep, I drew a bird. I'm done. We're done. I drew a bird. What now? What's the rest of this video going to be? Technically speaking, it's not in the format of the I drew a bird format. Here's my format bird format. So let me just fix that really quick. Here we go. Honestly, you can't tell the difference, can you? It's perfect. I drew a bird. I drew a bird. Oh my god, I drew a bird. So yeah, I slid into the DMs of 30 people who I assumed would be down for drawing birds. I mean, if Ziz took the time out of his day to draw a bird, and Ziz is like okay, Ziz, I was gonna say Ziz is a normal guy, but like, I only DM'd people who I thought would be weird enough to want to draw birds, but I've DM'd 30 streamer people, and I only got 7 birds back. Which is fine. I got a lot of, honestly, not a lot. I only got like 3 or 4 people pushing back going, this is a really fucking weird thing to ask, what is wrong with you? And then I got ignored by 20 people, but that's fine. You don't know what's going on in people's lives. Maybe they're busy, maybe they're normal. I like being myself, and so that's why I asked people to draw birds. So here's Ziz's bird. I separated the streamer peoples from the normal peoples for a reason. I'm gonna do it like a... we'll get there. Anyway, here's Ziz's bird. Love it. Little goose. Not the only person who drew a goose, weirdly enough. If I hit next, that's not next. If I hit next, here we go. Here's Manny's bird. Manny's bird took 5 minutes for him to draw, and I appreciate him for doing it. Green bird looks really cool. Probably the very first person out of the 20 people that I had messaged at the time to actually get back to me and draw a bird. Appreciate it. Love the bird. Love the opacity up here on the beak. Can you see? It's beautiful. It's a great bird. Thank you. Here's Jousis' bird. Jousis will do pretty much anything I ask. Not like burying a body in the desert. But I don't know. I haven't tried that yet. But like, I'll just hit him up at random times and be like, hey, I need a sound clip of you saying this. And he gives me a sound clip. And I'm like, hey, I need you to draw this bird. And he gives me a bird. And I really love that about him. I said love. I mean appreciate that. I appreciate... Anyway, here is Empy's bird. It's thinking about Defiance. It took a long time to get this bird back. I thought he was sculpting a masterpiece, but it's good. It's good. Is it not good? I think it's good. It was there's a lot of people that did like PoE themed birds. Well, a lot, being 2, but I love them all equally. Here is Dirty Dan's bird, which is just Manny's bird, but it's been cut in half by a Slayer, I think. I don't know. I like it because it's transformative. Like, he took someone else's art, which I shared, to try and encourage him to do it, as in, please also draw a bird for me, I'm not crazy. Other people are also drawing birds, and they took that bird as an example, and they cut its head off, which, yeah, no, it's really good. I love it. I love, like, transformative art is really good. And this is Crouching Tuna's bird, which is a PNG, transparent background. I'm going to talk for a little bit, because it took him 2 hours. He was streaming. I didn't know that. I'm sorry to all the people that I messaged while they were actively streaming. It wasn't my intention. I'm pretty sure Discord used to tell you when people were streaming with a little purple icon and it said streaming, and then it gave you an option to watch the stream. It doesn't do that anymore. At least mine doesn't. I just went into like I think I went into the Magic Find community Discord where they talk about magic finding in standard and they're all tryhards, and I went into the creator section in there, and I was like, anyone online who I think would be willing to draw a bird for me, they're the people I messaged. And a lot of them got offended that they received the very first message they've ever received from me was me wanting to draw a bird. I don't know what what else am I supposed to message to break the ice with people I've never talked to before? Am I supposed to say, hey, and then wait like 4 hours, and then like they respond, and then I ask, hey, can you draw a bird? No, I'm gonna get straight. If someone messages me and they want something, I'd much prefer they go up front, this is what I want, can you do it? Which is why I upfront messaged 20 to 30 people, can you draw a bird for me? I didn't know that some of them were streaming. I apologize for that, but I appreciate that we now have this Gym Bird legacy in the Crouching Tuna community. And that's the end of the streamer ones. Not entirely, though. There is one more streamer person who responded, and I appreciate it. It's not in this group of pictures, because I got a total of 65 birds from people all around the place, and I sent them all off to a person I know who is an actual artist. Like, that's their career choice. I don't know how it works. They get paid money to draw. It's amazing. And I got them to give me a top 10 list, and I didn't like the top 10 list, so I threw in 3 more. So I've got a top 13 list as judged by an artist, and then I've got everyone else's, which I'll show you real quick. But I've already tried recording this once, and it took me half an hour, so I'm going to try to be a little bit quicker than that. Okay, it says number 1, Niomat. It really means 13th place. It's just how I've organized the list. So in 13th place is Niomat's bird, as judged by an artist. Congratulations, you get nothing. But I mean, out of 65 people, you got 13th place. That's really good. 12th place is this one that my sister drew. Cool, congratulations, 12th place. 11th place is this one by Maci, which looks like a noodle. Congratulations, Maci, you got 11th place out of 65 people. 11, 10. 10th place is this one. This one the artist really liked because they thought it was a US state. And I'm pretty sure there's no US state that looks like this. So, I mean, it really caught an eye. Congratulations, good job. 10. 9. Fubgun's bird, which... I mean, the artist notes are it had good symmetry and they liked the shapes. So good shapes, good symmetry. I liked the pixel-ish nature that you can tell that it was drawn in Microsoft Paint. What was this? 9th? 9th. 8th was this bird by Zix. 8th bird. This one's really cool. It looks like one of those like Mexican piñata things. 8. 7. This was my favorite bird actually. I think I've counted wrong. One sec. Okay, wait. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. No, that's right, 7. Okay, I got confused by 7, the 7th bird being the 7th bird. I like this one the most. Love the shapes, love the white space, love the squiggle. It's great. 7. 6, Megaddd's bird. The artist said they love it because it looks like a transformer. That's the only notes I have for this one. 6th bird. 5th. This is where the artist and I disagreed. The artist said they loved it because of embracing like inner child. I said I disagree because it didn't fit in the template. But okay, I've lost count again. 4, same thing. Not in the template. I don't even think this was a response to me posting the bird template in a I posted the bird template in like 7 Discord channels. I didn't add anyone. I just said, "Hey, birds, please." And this showed up after like 7 hours. But I think they were talking about rowers by that point, and that's why it's a rower. So there you go. 3rd place, I think, Euro. Is this an Emperor Penguin? Because if it is, good job at displaying the fact that it's an Emperor Penguin. And the artist liked it, so there you go. 2nd place, this Abomination by studio-faewilds. The artist said they loved the fact that you apologized for creating such an abomination. And I guess that checks out. And then 1st place, which I didn't think this would get 1st place, but I can only assume the person who made it didn't think it would get 1st place, but it's a job application employment form. This really spoke to the artist, and apparently speaks to lots of artists, because the artist person couldn't decide between some birds, and they asked their artist friend. So if anything, this has been deemed the best bird out of the 65 birds. There's some really good birds in these 65 birds, but the one that wins the art award of being the best bird as judged by an artist is an employment application form. So whatever your intent was behind this, you succeeded. Anyway, let's get through all the rest of the birds. This is the bird by Aero. He's a bird. He says, "I'm a bird." Aero's the only person who signed his birds. Good job, Aero. This is the one I like the most because it's like simple and it's a blue. Oh my god, I was gonna say it's a blue jay. It's a cardinal, I think. I like this drawing, assuming you did it, because we did get AI art in here, and I don't think I deleted them all. Oh yeah, I did send off 65 birds to the artist, and I got back 62 or 63. I think they deleted something, and I don't know which ones they deleted. I mean, I could guess. There was a couple of inappropriate ones in there, so if your bird doesn't show up, I either didn't see it or the artist deleted it. But if you drew a really inappropriate one, just know that the artist probably did see it and deleted it, because I definitely sent off some ones that I knew were a bit risky. Love your bird, Athena. Good job. Battlebitturtle. Good job. CIA fake bird. Banana bird. The artist liked the irony, but didn't like it as art. So good job, Bindos. Chicken Bird by Bloodforged. Much appreciate your Chicken Bird by Bloodforged. Bloodforged was one of the people I slid into the DMs. I'm like, yo, can you draw this bird for me? He's like, absolutely. I think he said why, and then I said I need it, and then he said absolutely, and he drew me a chicken. And this is an AI bird. The artist, the way we set it up was like one of those elimination tournament bracket things with two images. So on the right was probably Blood's chicken, and on the left was this AI bird, and the artist said AI bird. And I'm like, that's AI, and they got, they like recoiled and got all shocked and went white in the face and then picked the chicken. So this is an AI bird. Bonky, try better next time. This is also an AI bird, but at least you can tell. This bird is a dick. This is a avatar bird. This is a picture of someone else's drawing of a bird they got off Google Images probably and photoshopped. I like this more than I like AI birds, so good job. This is a turkey bird with you put your hand on it and you draw it. That's old school. Love that shit. This scored really high with the artist, but not high enough to get in the top 13. I think it was in like top 20 or something, but I don't understand it. Why would you score this higher than this? This one's way better than this one. No offense. Maybe I don't understand Pokemon lore. Anyway, Dongertech with the triangle bird. Really appreciate it. Duck with the crimson crescent sage grouse, I can only assume. I don't know if crimson crescent sage grasses are a real thing, but it looks like a sage grouse. Emperor with this whatever abomination after I pestered him to draw me a bird. Empire with highly detailed, most definitely stolen off Google Images, stuck onto the back of a semi-sphere. Appreciate it. Is that what you call it? Those are they semi-spheres if it's a circle cut in half? I should know that. Ferret with this monstrosity. I appreciate your bird. This patch notes bird, found on the first page of some patch notes recently. Appreciate the bird. This bird, I don't get the reference. It's got a fucking Garfield necklace. I don't understand what this is, and I'm probably too dumb to ever get it, but I appreciate it. Thanks, Hanzo. HSD with a fat pigeon. I love it. Chonkin. I love the chonker. This one scored highly with the artist. They said, I love the bird. These are the notes. I love the bird that shows the digestive system. And I went through all the birds. I'm like, I can't find a bird that shows the digestive system. What was the name of the file? And they're like, it was the Hvande bird. I'm like, that's like 4 dudes in a trench coat holding a bird head, not a digestive system. They're like, oh. So good job at confusing the ever-loving shit out of them. This one's cool. I like these types of birds, like the ones you see at like bird shows. I don't go to bird shows, but you know the ones you see gifs of, like the really long birds with the really long legs and the judges are like holding the birds like head to tail and they're really long. You know what I mean? That's one of them right there. This is my bird. I didn't score very highly and I'm upset about it. This is my sister's bird, who scored higher than me. And in fact, my bird and my sister's bird came up against each other in the competition, in the picking, and both artists chose this piece of shit over my glorious bird. So what the fuck? Anyway, here's the EA bird, sponsored by NordVPN, paid $3.99 to unlock the Wing DLC. I really like the idea, but the artist didn't quite understand what you were referencing, but this is a really funny bird, I appreciate it. This is an abomination drawn by my British friend while he was, I can only assume, hungover. Thank you for the bird. This is a duck that someone drew at their workplace. I don't know if it's recently or within the last year, but they saw me asking for people to draw birds with template, and they sent me this picture from their workplace. It's a duck. It doesn't count. Thank you either way. Here's one of those ducks. I think it's a duck that has like the frilly crown on top. I appreciate it. Or it's a princess bird. Either way, good job. Maci, this is your second bird, or your first bird. This is an AI bird. We're not going to count it. This is an American bird. The artists really loved this, but they voted it down because they are against American patriotism. And hey, artists are biased, so I guess it's not. We're not going to find the. In my eyes, this would have scored a lot higher because it's like there's a lot of thematics and whatnot. But I guess my judges were biased, and that's okay. Nakame's bird, I don't know what the fuck that is, but at least you tried. Is that the Twitter logo? I'm not sure. Oh, it might be Tweety Bird. It's a bird. It's a bird. You know, I can identify it as a bird, so that means it's a good bird. Holy shit. I don't know how this didn't score higher. Legitimately, like, I slid into Nye's DMs. I'm like, hey, can you draw me a bird? He's like, how much time do I have? I said 12 hours. And he got back to me after like 8 hours with this. So good job. Like, maybe you tried too hard. No, I mean, like, no, like, this is crazy. This is Pimmalage's bird. It's a seagull with a parrot stuck to the top of it. I was looking at this one casually, and the artist person leaned over my shoulder and said, "Is that real?" I'm like, "No, it's a Photoshop." And I think that is the head, that bird that's the meme of like real shit or whatever, like like, or listen here, you little shit. You know that meme? I don't know. Anyway, thanks Pim for the abomination. Thanks Platinum Sex for this bird. I think it only got... I really like this bird, but maybe it's because it's a bad crop, and you didn't score as highly because it was bad crop. This is a pun bird, birdie ear pun. I appreciate it. I don't know if I made the joke that I'm doing the remaining ones in vertical order, but I figure I should bring it up now that we're here at the bird ear bird. Appreciate it. This is a very sus bird by Shockstep. This is a very normal bird, actually probably the most normal bird we've received by Cineravius. Appreciate your normal bird, Cineravius. This is a green bird by Sogs. This is a red bird by Socks. This is a green bird by Sogs. This is a red bird by Socks. This is a caterpillar bird by VC. And this is also a caterpillar bird. Maybe it's in a cocoon, and maybe I didn't get the one where it's a butterfly, but thank you. And then here's a triangle bird by Yun, and another bird by Yun, and you could really just submit as many birds as you want, because I would have kept, that's all the birds. Okay. Thank you for submitting your birds, everyone. I appreciate anyone who responded with birds, and thank you for watching my bird video. Yeah.